And hello! Sorry, couldn't find the button. Found it! Hello! Welcome to Solo Playthroughs, Part 2 of the doubleheader against the level 6 adversaries of Spirit Island, finishing off this Strength versus Strength series. So basically, for those who don't know, I did a top 10 Spirit Island True Solo Spirits a while back. Tons of awesome comments on that video. If you haven't checked it out, I would recommend, if you watch it, also read the comments. Like, a lot of really good thoughts, a lot of things that really helped me think about some spirits I was definitely undervaluing. Probably more changes in spirits I undervalued than spirits I uh, allegedly overvalued, right? I think my top 10 has remained very largely intact. Might have been some jockeying with some of the numbers, but definitely spirits like River I undervalued, Downpour I needed more experience with, Fractured Days, not many minds. I'm playing many minds now. What's the one? What's the Build the Bear spirit? Build a bear. Like, it's the Starlight. Starlight's really strong. So definitely was missing some things with some spirits down near the bottom. And even personally, the way I've grown in this game, like Shadows, I actually have grown to really like Shadows as a solid spirit. It's not going to crack a top 10 list, but I actually like the way he plays now. So I've just had so much time, more time to play this game and to hone my skills and understand how some of the different spirits work. But here we are with Many Minds, and Many Minds is many levels of awesomeness. There's some of the design choices with Many Minds that I'm just like okay. I mean, you have one starting card that's basically venomous spiders, which is just insane. You have 5 cards instead of 2, which really helps delay a reclaim. You get the 3 card plays on the first turn. All your starting cards are super cheap. There's just a lot of awesomeness. You have dahan movement, you have fear generation, you have defense, and all of that works really well against England, where you're probably, especially level 6 England, when you're probably going to need to do a fear victory anyway, because triggering one of those Terror level 2 or Terror level 3 victories can be really hard to do because they're just building so freaking much. Now, admittedly, this is not one of my preferred ways to play this game. I don't really love fear victories. I don't love level 6 England for that reason, but the challenge is really nice. It's just a little bit unsatisfying. You're like, hey, I won, but I still have 60 pieces of plastic on the board. It's kind of a little bit of okay, so what? They had this whole society they built up, and then they got so scared they left. I guess it could happen, right? It's like, but it is what it is. But this is it's a fun puzzle. It's fun to kind of see a bunch of beasts like flocking all over the island, and there's a lot of cool things you can do. I do think Many Minds shined even a little bit more true solo because you have the boon of swarming bedevilment, which basically for the rest of the turn, each of your presence grants defend one. Now that's only supposed to be used on another spirit in a multiplayer game, but true solo you can use it on yourself. So I think you have a little bit of like a serpent element going on where it's almost Serpent almost plays stronger true solo than he does in a co-op game because of so many of those powers that you're now using on yourself, and it really can come together for a ridiculously strong package. So let me just go ahead to the setup. If you are coming from my Trickster video, I have set up the Blighted Island card already, and that you just got to trust me. I did that randomly, and it is what it is. So if you don't trust me, that's fine too. To each his own. England, what are the different levels of England? Well, before we even get to the levels, one of the hardest things about England you need to stay on top of is that additional loss condition, proud and mighty capital. If 7 or more towns or cities are ever in a single land, the invaders win. Really rough. Stage 2 escalation. On each board, you're building. Each board with cities and towns, which will be ours. You're building in the land with the most cities or towns. Level 1, build actions affect lands with invaders if they are adjacent to at least 2 towns or cities, and that could be in different locations. So even if there's nothing there, they're still going to build. Criminals and malcontents during setup, we're adding a city to land 1, a town to land 2. Levels 3 and 4 are all about the high immigration tile. First, the high immigration tile just stays on the board until you have a stage 2 card sliding onto it. Level 3, it stays on the board the rest of the game. So we have our stupid build. Again, hat tip to The Kindred Spirit Podcast, found wherever you find your podcasts. And level 5, local autonomy. Cities and towns have +1 health each, can be really annoying. And then level 6, independent resolve. During setup, we add an additional fear. So I do a 5 fear in the fear pool instead of just the 4. And during any invader phase where you resolve no fear cards, perform the build from the high immigration tile twice. This has no effect if no card is in the extra build slot. So once we get to there, we have to start worrying about that. But again, with many minds, generating 5 fear around shouldn't be too much of a challenge. So I'm going to flip this over, get him off. Oh, let's get our board out. I'm on board A. There we go. Yoink. So, Strength for Strength series, we are officially, I mean, yeah, we'll say Fangs is a loss because I cheated accidentally, but it's a kind of cheating. It's just, non-intentional cheating. So we'll say that was a loss. I am 4-2, kids. I lost with lore because I was overconfident and played like a baboon. And then I lost with, no offense to any baboons out there who are watching this. And then in my last game, and then I lost with Fangs against, well, we have to count as loss against Fangs against France because I totally ignored targeting restrictions on one of my cards, which was, not great. What am I doing? I'm looking for where I'm adding presence. I'm adding a presence in. Oh, so I'm adding a presence in a beast in a starting land that has a beast. We're going to have a starting beast in land 1, so we get a presence there and another beast. And now we can flip this sucker over and move it down off the board. I'm going to reshuffle the fear deck. The fear deck for England is going to be a 4-5-4, not awful. But yeah, the rest of the Strength for Strength has been really fun. I'm eager to get back to some scenarios. I got a two-handed playthrough I want to do with Wildfire and Downpour. It sounds like an absolute blast. So that's something I'm interested in. So some more Spirit Island content to come. But this series was pretty cool. We'll see if there's another series that people want to see. Just put that in the comments, and maybe I can put something together. Definitely need to get another Shroud video on the channel. My 2 Shroud videos have been not great. had some rough times with Shroud. I gotta maybe go back to visit that thing with lore, although I don't know, man. Just trust me, that matchup is usually a cakewalk. It's probably a waste of a video to be putting that out there again. Yeah, I definitely want to get some harder challenges, challenges where I don't have an absolute expectation of winning going in, like I did with lore against Russia on any level. I mean, if you watch that playthrough, basically it was like one stubborn explorer that caused like 4 blight for me, and was really, really unfortunate. But I mismanaged my innates in that playthrough pretty seriously. So we have a 4-5-4 deck. Bam. We are going to need the Terror level 3 divider here. These 5 cards go here. Terror level 2 divider. These 4 cards go here. I'm going to shuffle up the event cards. We have our Comet. Juan Francisco, what adversary do you think is the hardest? England? No. Russia? I think Russia. Russia changes the game so much with the way those explorers get thrown onto the board with that escalation, and then having each land with 2 explorers matching the Ravage cards can be really, really gross. Or 3 explorers or more matching the Ravage cards, and explorers doing 2 damage instead of just 1. It just means you needed if you have a dahan and an explorer in a town that's a ravaging, you suddenly need a defend. I find Russia really, really hard. Habsburg is no joke either. And then the rest of them are like matchup dependent. I mean, if Prussia is hard if you have a slow developing spirit, but not that bad otherwise. France can be really annoying. If you really struggle dealing with explorers. So, I think they're all hard in their own right, but Russia to me is the hardest because it just makes you approach the game so differently. England, you're basically game managing and just trying to stumble your way into a fear victory. But there's a reason why England's difficulty level is a 10 officially, but unofficially Eric Royce has been pretty clear it's probably an 11. And then you have Russia 6 is also an 11. So I think that makes sense why those 2 are up there at level 11. Everything else a lot less than that. One adversary that I think is undervalued in how hard they are. I do think Sweden is normally very hard, especially if you have no access to Strife. there's a lot that Sweden does that can be really, really annoying to deal with. And so Sweden, if I'm struggling against an adversary that's not Russia or England, it probably is more often to be Sweden. Um, my friend Tony and I just did a bunch of games against Habsburg. Habsburg is super interesting in that it's almost like two games because there's like the initial game where you're trying to get control of the island, and then in the middle of the game they're just dropping a city and three towns on you, and you're like, oh, it's a whole different game. You also have to be really careful. I mean, you need to let the island blight, otherwise you just don't have a chance. So you need to have blight in a lot of lands, and then it's a matter of can you prevent blight cascades. Because again, if you have blight cascades, I was at my playthrough with Stone where I had a blight on every land. So if I had blight cascaded, I was basically going to have infinite blight all over the land, and obviously that's not going to help you win. So you just got to be careful with managing it. But if you can manage the blight, I don't think Habsburg's that bad at all in how they work. So shuffling up the minor power deck. But the Mighty England, I remember when I first played this game, and I just had the base game, and I learned, and I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it enough to play it a fair amount, though, because I was just like, I had to do it. I was like this achievement junkie where I just had to beat all the base four adversaries on all the levels. So, and actually at that point, was it three? Yeah, there were only three adversaries in the base game, right? It was England, Sweden, and Prussia. And it took me 40 or 50 games against level 6 England, so I finally logged a win, and that was with Ocean. Was it Ocean or Thunder Speaker? Pretty sure it was Ocean. Ocean just has that power potential, and if you get the right card that can reach inland, I'm pretty sure it was like Winds of Rust and Atrophy was like the superstar in so many of my early games when I was trying to log some wins. And then once I added the expansion and you had the events, then I think things really do open up, and you have more of a shot with more spirits to have a chance against level 6 England. But they're still a pretty mighty challenge for sure. So I'm going to put my presence on the board, on my player board here, my spirit board. Look at that beautiful birdie face. Birdie face for the win. We're going to have a normal deck for the invaders. It's going to be five stage 3 cards, and then 4 stage 2 cards, and 3 stage 1 cards. So we're not messing with the deck at all. Eric Rice was like, I'm not going to, I'll give them something to work with here. Yeah, if you were jumping into earlier into stage 2 like you normally would with most adversaries, because I mean, Habsburg, you have a smaller invader deck with Habsburg, Prussia, Sweden. I think Scotland does a lot of funny things with the invader deck. So I think it's really just France and England that don't mess with the invader deck at this point. So at the higher levels, at least. We have our initial explorer into jungles, and obviously I need to put a lot of the other stuff on the board. So we have an explorer in 1, an explorer in 8 for the initial explorer. I have a disease in 2. We have a city in 2. We have a city in 1. We have a town in 2. We have a starting town in 8. We have a blight in 4, and then our 6 dahan, our jungle dahan are in 3. Our mountain dahan are in 6. Our sands dahan are in 7. And our wetland dahan is in 2. That is the board, kids. So I think we're set. Nothing. I didn't forget anything, right? Yeah, we got 5 here in the fear pool. We're good to go. Juan Francisco says 3. Yes, 3 invaders in the base game for sure. Yeah, because then you get France and Branch and Claw. You get what is it? You get Habsburg and Russia in Jagged Earth, and then the promo pack you get Scotland as well. So that's the way that works. So we are going to add 2 presents this way. So we're going to add 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom. Remember the special rules for many minds. When you gather or push beasts, they may come from or go to lands up to 2 away. Now remember, that does not change the action on Guide the Way on Feathered Wings. This is move up to 2 lands. That's it. But when you're gathering, specifically gathering or pushing, then you could gather from multiple lands away. So it's really nice. And remember, your sacred sites do count as beasts. However, you never have more than one sacred site in the land, even if you have multiple presents. So there might be a time where I have 6 presents in the land, especially if I'm using that one card for myself, the boon of swarming bedevilment, but that is only one beast for other purposes. So you need to be really cognizant of that. If something changes a beast that is your sacred site, it affects 2 of your presence there. Push one beast will push your presence together. I don't love that. That might just blight. I might just let 8 go to crap for a little bit. It's going to be hard to do much with it, but I can add 2 presents into. Yeah, I'll add it into 2. Try to get it down at the 3. Get some defense there next turn. Or now let me get to the center board. I'll put this in 5. I'll have other ways to deal with 2. I'm pretty sure, or with 3. I want to get a defend 2 in there next turn. It's going to be tough to deal with. So yeah, let me get in the center, and maybe that and like give me some options with 8. Although I think I'm just letting 8 blight. I'm not going to get too worried about that. All right, so I'm picking 2 power cards. I'm going to do ever multiplying swarm. I get 1 energy from the presence track, and I'm going to. And it's funny, like going right from a trickster game to like a mini minds game. It's like, wait, what am I doing again? Spirit Island? How does this? Who? How does this game play? Who am I? Uh, if I keep that's not great. Yeah, I'll hold on to this. I'll hold on to this. Skipping an action. I don't think I'm going to be. Yeah, I'm not going to be skipping that action next turn. I'm just going to kind of let that go a little bit. And I should have the defense in 3 because of the set and confound. So I guess the question is, am I doing God of Feathers things? No, no, no. Don't want to throw any beast away yet. So great. I'm going to just play Boon of Soaring Bedevilment. I guess I don't even have to play it. I could just keep it in my hand. Because what's the point? Doesn't do anything. Trying to think what I gain by. Well, I don't gain anything by having the defense. I'm trying to think if there's something I can do this turn that will at least like set me up better. But I don't. I'm gonna be. It's a total crapshoot. Like I mean, to play like Guide the Way on Feather's Wings doesn't make any sense. I don't know where I'm gonna want to move it. So I'm kind of like, that first 2 turns, as you look at a board and see where it's laying out, are always among the most interesting. I mean, many minds. One of the things too, his range is so disgusting, which again thematically makes a lot of sense. Whereas like the teaming host arrives, you can target a land 2 away. Beset and confound the invaders, you can target a land 2 away. The fact that you can get 2 presents out every turn. I mean, I rarely use growth option 3. Growth option 3 is you can add a presence and a beast to a land 3 away, gain an energy, and then I can gather a beast into a land. It just doesn't matter. Like I just really want to get my presence off my track again, because presents also count as beast, right? So like it's hard to beat that. I think I'm just gonna play the 1 card. I don't really have much else I want to do, and playing it for the elements when I don't need the elements isn't gonna make much difference. So we'll do that. That cost me 1 energy, and now we go to the invader phase. This flips over. Jagged Earth rules. We don't do anything. We do the build step. We build a city in land 8. We build a town in land 3. Explore step. We're exploring into mountains. Invader cards advance. And now ever multiplying swarm. I'm going to add 2 beasts in a land with my presence. I'm going to add them at the 5. And that's that. So Time passes, this goes away, we go to growth. Alright, so now what I want to get a defend in land 3 for sure. And then I'm going to let that blight because who really cares? Already got a bunch of things there. Try to get these dahan more involved. So I'm not going to be skipping any actions. That's fine, and then I'm going to get 2 presents out. Again, one of those presents will count as a sacred set will count as a beast. So I'll put this here, and then I'm going to play these 3 cards. So what's my elements? I have 1, 2, 3 air. I get 1 energy from the presence track. Before I forget that, I get 1, 2, 3 beasts, and I have 1 water. We are going to have the second level of the teaming host arrives. We have the second level of beset and confound the invaders. Great. So the second level of teaming host arrives. The second level of the teaming host arrives. I can gather up to 1 beast per 1 beast per air I have. So I have 3 air. So I'm going to gather these 2 beasts and my sacred site. Again, my sacred site counts as a beast. And remember, when I can gather from up to 2 away. So I'm targeting land 3 with the teaming host arrives, and then I can gather from 2 away because of fly fast as you thought. So that worked out well. Now that I have 3 beasts there, I'm generating 3 fear and defending 4. Defending 4 in land 3. That will work. So I'm going to do guide the way on feathered wings. I'm going to move 1 beast up to 2 lands. I can move the Han with it. I don't want to. Remember my sacred sites, and this isn't only on my powers. A lot of spirit stuff is only for your powers. This is for everything, event cards, fear cards, whatever. So here I'm going to pursue with scratches, pecks, and stings, generate 1 fear, and then for each beast past the first, I push 1 explorer or town. Now the problem is it's still going to build there because it's England, but I might as well just move that sucker for the kicks. Nah, it doesn't even matter. Do I even want that beast out? No, I changed my mind. I don't want to do that. Let me not do that. So I generated the 3 fear from that. Let me leave this beast here. I want to get this guy out of there. Target land 6. I'm going to move 1 beast up to 2 lands. We're going to be reclaiming cards. This will be fine. So I'm going to move this, my sacred site as a beast. I'm going to move it up to 2 lands and move it over to land 7. And then I can move these dahan over and get them more involved in the rest of the game. That will make some sense. To pursue with scratches, pecks, and stings. I'm going to target a land with beast. I'm going to target land 7. I'm just because I'm 2 away from presence. I don't want to push anything. It doesn't make any sense against England, but I just want to get that 1 fear for each beast past the first. Push 1. So if I had targeted land 3, I would have had a push. I don't want to push. We're going to leave it as it is, and then boom of swarming bedevilment. My presence counts as defense for each presence, so I'm actually defending 6 in land 3. Those are my fast powers. We have Daniel. Wait, what? A second one? Yeah, Daniel, where you been, man? It's a double header. Let's play 2. Uh, reporting this guy. Stop spamming me. Man, the bots have been strong this year. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. All right, done. So now we're going to go to the invader phase. Event card. We're carrying it out. It's the second turn. The struggles of growth, a painful crux point. Each spirit chooses to independently trade, reach. Whoa, this is bad. All right. This can really change the game a little bit. Yikes. It's not. We'll see. All right, so I can destroy two of my presents and gain a power card. I don't want to do that because my presence is a beast. Or I can leave behind that which restrains you, forget a power card, gain two energy, move up to two of your presents, up to four away. And I mean, I could forget Boon of the Bedevilment. Like, it's not doing much for me, but I mean, it could come in use. It has all my elements. Don't want to get rid of Ever Multiplying Swarm. It's just too strong to get more beast out. I don't want to lose two presents. It's too important. Just the way Many Minds works. So the struggles of growth, I'm going to forget this power card that's in play. So no more Boon of Swarming Development for me. Anyway, it kind of feels like a cheat code in the true solo game the way it is because I forgot a power card. So I'm leaving behind that which restrains me. That card restrained me, clearly. I'm getting two energy, and I can move up to two of my presents, up to four away. I can move these presents because I don't. The defense is already set, so I don't really need this presence here anymore. I'm gonna move this two presents into land 6. Let me get a beast. Yeah, I'll get a beast in land 6. Huh. That makes sense. I'm gonna get. No, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna move this beast into well, this sacred site, which is a beast. I don't want to move it there, obviously. I'll move it into land 4. 5. It's like 4. It's just one more. Yeah, let me get a sacred site right in the middle of the board again. That's fine. Ignore disease during build this invader phase. One fear per board with a disease. That's a fear card. So we don't want to go too quick. Remember, once I have a thing in the high immigration tile, if I don't resolve a fear card, we have to resolve the high immigration tile twice. So I am going to need to generate another 5 fear by the next round because we will have a card on the high immigration tile. And then when invaders ravage, the land has dahan, defend 2. So I'm actually defended 8 in land 3 because that's not overkill. Fear card, what do we have? Each player may choose a land with dahan or adjacent to at least 5 dahan. Invaders do not ravage there this turn. Oh, so close. If we were at tower level 2, I could have prevented the Ravage in 8, but we are not, obviously. So I am not going to apply that in land 3. That is optional, so I will not be carrying that out. We're Ravaging in land 3. I'm defended a billion. Dahan Retaliate gets 1 fear because I destroyed that town. We are Ravaging in land 8. We get a Blight off the Blight card. We're building. We're building in land 1. We get a town. We're building in land 6. We get a town. Invader cards advance. Oh, exploring. We're exploring into sands. We get an explorer here, and we get an explorer in 4. Invader cards advance. I have no slow powers, and we go back to growth. So, ravaging there, obviously. I can do some things there for sure. So we're going to go to growth. I have to reclaim my cards, gain a power card. I'm going to gain 1 energy. Power cards here are call to trade. Funny if you watched my last playthrough. Unquenchable Flames, 1 fear, 1 damage to a town or city. Invaders do not deal damage at the end of the turn. If I have 2 fire, I get to add a Badlands. Call to Migrate, gather up to 3 dahan, push up to 3 dahan. That could be nice. It does have my elements in a way I really like. And then Entrancing Apparitions, defend 2 if no invaders are present, gather up to 2 explorers. Gathering explorers isn't that important against England because they're going to build anyway. So Call to Migrate for the win. You're getting it's slow, but it could work very well. Yeah, so guide the way I feathered wings, call to migrate, and remember now I can always spend 2 to get a power card too. So I think we could be in a place where getting a major somewhat early could work. That 2 energy for that 1 event card's nice. I'm gonna miss that defend a little bit though. Not to lie. Get an air element there next turn, which will be good. Let's always trigger that. defend enough there? No. I can defend 4 here. I can get the dahan there, so that'll be fine. These 2 beasts are a little bit in no man's land. I do want to get more beasts out, so we'll just do ever multiplying swarm. No, I gotta do this one. A dreadful tide of scurrying flesh. Remember, I do need to get a fear card in there so high immigration doesn't trigger twice. So, element check. I have three animal again, 1 water. So I do have the second level of that. I have, well, beast dependent. I have 3 and 3 for the second level of beset and confound the invaders. Let me do a dreadful tide of scurrying flesh. I'm going to target a land 1 away from my average sacred site. So I'm targeting land 1. I can remove up to half my beast. I'm going to remove 1 beast. And I'm going to get 2 fear off the top. And then we're skipping the ravage in land 1. Again, infestation of venomous spiders for the win. We are going to also be dealing with the stage 2 escalation. So we are going to be building in the land, unless it's the coastal lands card. So we will be building again, right? It's England. You're building all the time. I'm going to do guide the way of feathered wings. I'm going to move 1 beast up to 2 lands. Again, this is going to count as a beast. So I'm going to move my sacred site here as a beast, and then I can bring the dahan with me. I'm just going to bring the 1. And then I'm going to gather. That's not ideal, but it will work. I'm going to do the teeming host arrives. I can gather up to 3 beasts. Remember, if I gather another sacred site in there, it doesn't matter because that sacred site, that would be 4 presence in 1 land. That still only counts as 1 beast because of a joining of swarms and flocks. I'm just going to gather this beast here. So I have 2 beasts in that land. So the teeming host arrives is done. I have 2 beasts in that land. I have 2 air, and I have 1 air, and I have 2 animals. So I'm only doing the top level beset and confound the invaders, so I can't get a 3rd beast in there, but that's 2 fear and defend 2, and that is a fear card. Defend 2 and land 6. Sorry about that. Let me get a drink. Woo. It's a problem with the double header. my throat is like, this was not a good idea, sir. We're good though. All right, so I am going to go to the invader phase. I have done all my fast powers. Tony says, yay, more Spirit Island. And again, that is Premium Token Tony. That is his name forevermore now. I like it. It's catchy. Yeah, I think I buy a miner. I'm still wondering if getting rid of Boon of Swarming Development was a bad idea, but it kind of was something I had to do. This town and city there is gross because that's going to mean it's going to build in 3. But there's nothing I can do to get rid of that town at this point. So we go to the event deck. The Frontier calls. Add +1 Explorer to lands without cities and towns during the Explorer action. It's fine. Layer in Untamed Lands. On each board, add a beast to a land without town, cities, or blight. Don't hate that. So remember, I couldn't add this. Well, there's a town there, but say there wasn't a town there, I couldn't add that. And like, oh, I triggered the higher level. It doesn't work that way. I will add this beast to 7. I think makes the most sense. And then seek out new grounds. On each board, gather 1 or 2 dahan into a land without dahan setup symbols. I will gather these 2 dahan into 4. All right. My fear card. So again, the high immigration tile is only going to build once, not twice. Tall Tales of Savagery. Each player removes 1 explorer from a land with dahan. I'm not preventing building anywhere by doing that because England is the worst. But I will just remove this guy. Yeah, I'll move this guy anyway from there. And now we do the invader steps. We're building in land 3. It's adjacent to 2 towns or cities. So that works. We're building in land 8. We're ravaging in land 6. 1 dahan injured. The others, they all fight back though. That's 1 fear. And I skipped the Ravage in land 1. We're going to do a build step again. We're building in land 4, building in land 7, exploring. We're immediately going to build in the land with the most towns and cities. That is 8, so we're building a city there now. We're up to 4 structures there, so again, need to start watching that carefully. And then we are going to put an explorer in 8. There are towns and cities there, so the frontier calls does not apply. And we explore into 3. Again, frontier calls does not apply. Invader cards advance. These reminders can go away. I'm going to do call to migrate. I'm going to gather up to 3 dahan. I'm going to gather these 2 dahan here and then push them into here. I'll probably get a blight in 7, but that will be fine because then there will be enough surviving dahan to wipe everything out there. And obviously I need to start being a little concerned about what's going on in land 8. By a little, I mean a lot concerned, people. So, we go to growth. That dahan healed. I already did that. I'm going to add 2 more presents, and I will add these 2 presents into land 4. Again, 1 away and then 0 away. I'm going to get 2 energy from the presence track. I'm going to spend 2 energy to get a power card. We have Teeming Rivers. If a target land has no blight, add a beast. If target land has exactly 1 blight, remove it. Ooh, don't hate that. Doesn't hit my elements very hard, but remember I already get the extra air from there. It does have a beast, and it does have a water. It hits my elements better than I thought. But I would only have 2 air this turn if I did that, so that's a thing to keep in mind. What do we get here? Invested Aquifers. If target land has disease, 1 damage to each invader. We get Nature's Resilience, defense 6, 1 away from a sacred site. Ooh. Doesn't have an air at all. But don't hate that. If I have 2 waters, I can remove a blight instead. And then Rain of Blood, that's just a non. It has all my elements, but it's just a fear generator. Where I'm already generating a lot of fear. Now I do need to get the 2nd level here to get the 3 fear. I'm getting 1 fear from that. So that will work well. Oh, that's nice. I'll be able to push this off and only get a town in land 3. Remember, Teeming Rivers only targets mountains or wetlands, so that's 1 mark against it. The defense 6 can be pretty sick, but again, it in itself does not have a water, so you need 2 other cards that have waters to do that blight removal thing. Teeming Rivers, again, I don't even have any blight in wetlands or mountains, but it would allow me to add a beast, which again can add up. Pestilent Aquifers is adding a beast. I mean, I'm kind of looking at Rain of Blood just because the 3 fear can potentially unlock some magic, and then if I get a major, I can just drop it later. I just don't know if I love the rest of this that much. And it gives me the air, it gives me a lot more flexibility in moving from beasts around. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I don't think the defense 6 is gonna help me all that much. I'm more likely to skip actions. So that was that. Rain of Blood. Welcome to the team. I already got my energy. That costs 1. Let me do an element check. We have 3 air, 1 water, 3 beast, 2 fire. So I don't have the 4th air, otherwise I can get the last level of Teeming Host, which is really nice when you can get it. Really allows you to, and again, especially because you can gather and push up to 2 away, it's pretty nice. We're going to get the 1, 2, 3, second level. Yeah, 3 and 3. So you have the second level of beset and confound the invaders as well. I'm going to do pursue with scratches, pecks, and stings. I'm going to target land 3. I'm going to generate a fear for each beast beyond the first. I can push an explorer or a town. I'm going to push this town out of there so it is not going to build a city. It's just going to build a town there again. Definitely need to get some beasts into 4. So I'm going to do the teeming host arrives. I'm going to gather up to 3 beasts because I have 3 air. I'm going to gather this beast and these 2 beasts. Actually, let me leave a beast here. Gather this beast. So I have, oh, I don't even need to gather that many. I'm going to leave a beast here too. I'll leave a beast there. So I have, because I already have 3, because remember, Sacred Site's a beast, so since I have 2, 3, and 3, because I have 3 beasts, 3 animal, and the 2 air, I generate 3 fear, and I defend 4. Rain of Blood is a slow power, and Ever Multiplying Swarm is a slow power. Alright, we're going to go to the Invader phase, checking the elements. Hi Greg, Michael says, hi, always happy to see you play Spirit Island, even more happy to be able to watch it live. How do you feel about Jagged Earth? I'm sitting here and picking it up for the spirits mainly. I love it. Look, if you have Branch and Claw already, um, I think Branch and Claw is more essential, which is going to be paradoxical to what I'm about to say now. I think Jagged Earth is the greatest expansion ever made. I mean, it's the value for the money is just incredible. There are 12 very cool spirits. I do think some of the spirits in Jagged Earth are a little bit one-tracky, um, but the variety is amazing. And Fractured Days and Starlight, they're probably the most amazingly designed spirits. I think they're just really, really artfully done. And Eric Rice really did just an amazing job in that game. It's an incredible game. I would strongly recommend it. That said, I mean, if you don't play this game a lot, like you already have 12 spirits if you have any of the promo packs, so it is what it is, but it's an incredible game. I mean, Hasburg, Russia, Scotland all add a lot, but if someone's going to say I'm only buying one of the expansions, buy Branch and Claw. I just think that getting the original event deck, getting the original extra powers, getting I just think the balancing is just the way it was designed. I prefer that. Now, I've never, I'm sure people could play the base game and go to Jagged Earth and be like, oh, it's fine without Branch and Claw. I would just recommend Branch and Claw first, though, anyway. And that was, again, people know what they know. Like, that was my experience, and I loved it that way. And then Jagged Earth made me love it a whole lot more. Yeah, Jagged Earth is really, really incredible. All right, so we get our Fear card. Yeah, that's the 3rd turn. That's correct. Fear card, or an event card. It's like a fear card, it's just different. Putting down roots on an inland land that needs war, replace 1 explorer with a town. Oh, that I don't like. Each player may push. I don't want to do it in 8 because I have to be concerned about the additional loss conditions. So I have to do it in 7. And yeah, we got some roots there. Invaders do not ravage the lands with disease or strife. Not going to apply. Drive off the interlopers. Each player may push and explore a town from a land with a beast, or with a dahan. So I'm going to push this guy off. So both these, I mean, I'm going to probably lose a dahan anyway and get a blight, but at least I won't lose 2 and I'll be able to knock off the 1. And so we'll just get that town over there. It's basically like preventing builds, I think, is just not happening with the way Many Minds works right now. So what do we get? Earn fear card. Each player adds a strife to a land with dahan. That will work. I'm going to add a strife here. So dahan threaten. So it saves me a blight. And now we go to the invader steps. We're building in land 1. We're building in land 6. We are ravaging in land 4. I'm defended 4. The dahan knocked those 2 out. We get 2 fear. We are ravaging in land 7. Strife comes off. Dahan knocks this guy out. We get 1 fear. We're building in jungles. We get a town here. We get our 5th structure in land 8. Exploring. We get our 6th structure in land 8. Yikes. And then we are exploring into mountains. 1 and 2. Invader cards advance. We're ravaging in jungles next turn, and clearly I have some issues. I'm adding 2 beasts in a land with my presence. I'm going to add them into 6. And then I'm just going to generate, I'm going to target land 8 with Rain of Blood and generate 3 fear, get a fear card. Terror level 2. Alright. Arcadi says Jagged Earth is an incredibly rich expansion, tons of new spirits, more events of course, but also a new type of token, Badlands, which increase more damage to humans. Yes, they do. Alright, very well said. I like that synopsis. We are now going to have to reclaim cards and gain a power card. And I think I go major diving. I'm going to get 2 energy from the presence track. Majors at least give me a sense of what's going on with the rest of my game. So I like this. I have 6 cards. I like that. So what do we have with the majors? Smothering Infestation. Add a disease if target land is a jungle or a wetland. 2 fear and 3 damage. It has wetlands and plants. Not amazing for me. Grant Hatred or Ravenous Form. For each strife or blight in target land, 1 fear and 2 damage. If this destroys all invaders in target land, add a beast. That's not great. Pyroclastic Flow, 1 away from where you have presence in a mountain. 2 damage, destroy all beasts or all explorers. If target land is jungles or wetlands, add a blight. Ugh, that's kind of a non-starter. But if you have those other elements, you get 4 damage and add a wilds and sea monsters. Add a beast if invaders are present. 2 fear per beast, max 8. 3 damage per beast, 1 damage per blight. Repeat this power. I think I have to get that one. I don't love any of them. I don't love any of them. Yeah, that's pretty fair. It's a pretty fair assessment of how I feel about life right now. Be able to take care of 3. I have to do something about 8. I can skip actions there. Wow. And I don't want to add a blight with Pyroclastic Flow. That's just not going to work. Smothering Infestation is, I think by default to go sea monsters. I mean, to blight the fear potential is too strong, and I'm going to drop Rain of Blood. Alright, I don't have the money for sea monsters this turn. I can probably get it for next turn. I think I have to get some of those towns out of 8 because if that has the build symbol, that's going to be the 7th structure in 8. So we're basically just totally gearing up on 8 right now. So that's that. And sea monsters allows you to repeat a power, which is really sick. It's not gonna work though. It's not gonna work, dude. That'll be a good combo for next turn. That, and that. So it doesn't cost me anything. Elements are 4 air. Ooh, I'll have the second level of that. That's nice. So 4 air, 1 fire, 3 beasts, 1 water. So I have the second level here, dependent on me getting 3 beasts in there. probably only have the first level, to be honest with you. Yeah, because I got to get a bunch of beasts in there. Yeah, it's going to make more sense. But I do have the third level of the teeming host arrives. This can come off. All right, so I'm going to do Guide the Way on Feathered Wings. I'm going to move this beast, bring 2 dahan with me. There. I'm going to do the teeming host arrives. I can gather up to 4 beasts into land 8. I will gather this sacred site as a beast, and then these other beasts. I don't have 4 animal tags. Anyway, so I'm doing beset and confound the invaders. And remember, I have the ability to push. If I could gather and then push, it'd be great. But I can only push 2 away with fly fast as thought, not 3. So this is just, of course, the jungles are just opposite ends. But at least I have the 2 beasts here, 2 away within 2 of where I have presence. So I get 2 fear and defend 2 in land number 4. I'm going to building in mountains. That's fine. I'm going to generate 1 fear and land 8 for each beast past the first. I'm pushing 1 explorer a town. I'm going to count my sacred site uh, as a beast. So I'm pushing 3 towns out of here. A lot more accessibility to 3, so if that becomes the new most invaders, I'm fine with that. And then a dreadful tide of scurrying flesh, 1 away from a sacred site. I can remove up to half my beast, round it down. I'm going to remove 1 beast, generate 2 fear, so it's a second fear card. And we're skipping the ravage action in the jungle. I think we're good. We have... It's your game. I advise you to go for it. If it's your number 1 game, yes, I would definitely. If it's your number 1 game, definitely get that. That's a good detailer, caddy. Could you kill both towns and land 4? Oh! Tony, go away. Right. Have I been doing this all game? I have been, but it hasn't mattered until then. Right. Thank you, Tony. Great. So I lose 1 fear. We still have the 2 fear cards, and one of these towns is back and it healed during the. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Every other time I had 2 dahan and they were just 1 town in this explorer. So yeah, thank you for the plus health reminder. I definitely was forgetting about that. And that doesn't change what I want to do this turn. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. Greg, can you tell Spirit Island fans here what you think of Jagged Earth as an expansion in a few words? Oh, dude, Arcady, I just gave, in a few words, I just gave like 100 words earlier in this video. Yeah, it's great. For those who hesitate to buy it, yeah, I mean, again, if you don't have Branch and Claw, get Branch and Claw first. If you have Branch and Claw and you love this game and you want more Spirit, what's the Jagged Earth is the greatest expansion ever made. John Olison, it slaps. I like it. That's what the cool kids are saying today. We have, and then Galdwell Gibbs is saying some nonsense. There's always a Caldwell in the bunch. I'll tell you what. All right, so thank you, Tony, for reminding me about the health. I don't think there's any that don't think that affected anything else. So I'm sure someone in the comments are like, well, the one time in turn 2, you did nothing. And I'd be like, thank you, sir. We're going to go to the event card. What's going on? On each board, so wounded lands attract explorers. Add 1 explorer to a land with blight. I'll add this explorer in land 4. Beast chase off the homesteaders. On each board, push up to 2 explorers and 1 town from a land with beasts. Sure, I'll push this dude from land 4 into land 2, so we prevent the building of a city there. That's fine. And then raiding and retaliation in each land, 1 damage per dahan. Then each surviving town or city deals 1 damage to dahan. Um, well, okay. One damage. This Dahan is super toast. That was unfortunate. And then these two Dahan can actually wipe out. Nope, this two Dahan can. I'll kill the explorer and I'll injure the town. The town still has 2 health left. Thank you, Tony. And then that does 1 damage to the Dahan. So they will survive the ravage because I'm defended too. We go to the Fear card. Dahan reclaim fishing grounds. Each player chooses a different coastal. Oh, defender level 2. Each player chooses a different coastal land, and each gather up to 1 Dahan, 1 damage per Dahan. Oh, still not gonna kill that dude. Ah, it doesn't matter. Fine, I'll just wipe out that town altogether. We get a Fear. Didn't do anything for me. We have spreading timidity. Each player chooses a different land to isolate, defend 2 in those lands. Isolation will also not do anything for me. Defending 2 is not going to do anything for me. But I can prevent an explore. If I get lucky, potential explorer is going to be wetlands or sands. We haven't seen those cards yet. And the coastal lands card is still out there too. So I will isolate land. Who cares if I get another explorer on land 2 though, for real? I'll isolate 7, and if its Sands card comes out, at least I won't have to worry about 7 at all, because we won't even have an Explorer. But it's still gonna friggin' build. It's still gonna build. It doesn't matter. Friggin' Aelid is so annoying, dude. Yeah, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. Nothing matters. I'll do land 3, because no, it can't be 3. I'll do 2, because of maximum chances of mattering, at least preventing an Explorer. We now do the Invader steps. We're building in. Oh, if I isolate that, that works. Great. I'll isolate 7. I'll prevent that build. That'll be great. All right, so we're not building at 7. I got there, kids. And then we're going to build in 4. Where, again, isolation, ignores adjacency, or you can choose to ignore adjacency as you want, because it's, again, your power that you're doing on it thematically. We're ravaging in 3, nothing to ravage. We are skipping the ravage in 8 because of a dreadful tide of scurrying flesh. We're building a jungle, or a jungle. Wow, we're building a jungle, kids. We're building a city in 6. I mean, I guess the city is the urban jungle. And we're building a city in 1. And we're 4. We need to generate 4 fear next turn. Oof. Ooh, fast fear might be a problem. Definitely don't want high immigration to build twice next turn. And then we're exploring. It is coastal land, so we don't have to worry about the escalator. But we get an explorer here, an explorer here, and an explorer here. Invader cards advance. Time passes. This heals. This heals. These go here. Yes, George A. for isolate land 7. Thank you, sir. John Olderson, I'm always a little fuzzy on this. Why doesn't the defense on land 3 kick in on the damage dealt during the event? I think you played it right, Greg, but I forgot the rule. That's a good question. I think that I just always feel like the defend only applies to the. You could be right, John. You actually could be right. That's really interesting. It doesn't come up often enough that it never really dawned on me that was a thing I might be doing wrong. Uh, I'm short an air. Oh, these are expensive too. These are expensive. I might reclaim just so I make sure I generate enough fear. If I play sea monsters next turn, that'll be fine. I think I'm gonna need to skip some actions. Don't think these are the right cards that I'm gonna want. Alright. Let me reclaim. A little bit of a mid-game reclaim loop. I get 2 energy from that. If I want to play sea monsters, I only have 6 energy, and that's going to be 5 of it. So, Let me get a minor power. I want something that costs 0. That costs 0. Alright, so we have inflame the fires of life, add a disease, 1 fear, add a strife. If I have 3 um, animals, I can do both. Territorial strife, 3 damage to explorers and towns in a land with the city, or add a strife. Gift of Twin Days. Once this turn, target spirit may repeat the lowest cost power card they have in play by playing its cost again. You may do likewise. So you have to target another. You basically just targeting yourself. It's kind of useless in a true solo game. Not totally useless. It's not something I'm looking to do though. And then elusive ambushes, 1 damage, or defend 4 in a land with dahan, but they all cost money. Yeesh. Yeesh, I tell you. Take and flame the fires of life because the strife and the disease could pay some dividends. It is a slow card though. That's out. Can I get defend 4? I can get 3. Yeah, I think this is the play. No, I can't get 4 animals. Shoot! I couldn't get a presence out. So that's fine. I'm probably gonna have a blatant 1. Good with the additional loss condition. I just have builds everywhere. It's what it is. But if I play this, defending 4 is a thing. Skip an action in 6, that will work. 5 for that, that's 0. This isolate comes off. And want to get a 3rd. Ooh. Oh, it stinks. I'm one water away. Could I have gotten a water from here? But yeah, none of those had a water animal thing. Otherwise, I could have repeated sea monsters, which would have been very nice. I do want to get missing an air there, so I won't have the 3rd level of that. But I do want to get the 2nd level at least. So I want a air. Already have the waters out. All these have air. We have air. Could move one of those beasts out. They're probably gathering those though. Oh man, I think I'm gonna be skipping 2 actions there. Do not want to use up all my fast powers this turn and then have nothing left next turn. Adding beast is probably strong though. Because then I could do some really crazy things in 1. I like it because 1 is coastal. So that's all 6 of my energy. Oh, it doesn't give me an air. Oh, so close. Yeah, I need an air. I need an air. That's fine. It's not great, but it will do. Alright, so I am generating. So this cost me 5. I'm trading in 3 for that. Nothing else costs me any energy. I have element check. I have 3 air, 1 water, and 2. So I have the 2nd level of this. I have the 2 and the 3 for that. So with the 3 air, I can gather 3 beasts into land 1. I'm gonna have to get another fourth beast in there. It's fine. 3 beasts in the land 1. I'm going to do Guide on Feathered Wings to get another beast. Move a thing 2 away. I'll get another. Yeah, I want to keep those 2 down there. I'll get another beast into land 1. I'm going to do a Dreadful Tide of Scurrying Flesh. 1 away from our Sacred Site. I'm removing 2 of these beasts. I'm generating 4 fear. And that's going to give me a defend 4. No, I'm sorry. I'm skipping 2 actions. I'm getting ahead of myself. So skipping 2 actions here. I'm going to put 2 tokens there. And then I'm going to do. Don't have enough beasts to do much here. Let me have gathered this Sacred Site to give me the 4 beast, and I would just remove 2 of the tokens because I'm definitely going to be blighting in 6, and that's just a thing. And now I'm going to, before I did this plant, so we're going to thematically do this, I'm just going to chase fear here. Since I had 3 beasts there and there was invaders, I could have done this first, so 3 fear, defend 4. I'm skipping the ravage anyway, so it doesn't matter, but that way I get the more fear, and then I went ahead and I removed the 2 beasts, so hopefully that made sense. And now we have sea monsters, which is not going to be amazing, but it should do enough. All right, so to kind of review, I gathered 3 beasts into land 1. I gathered the Sacred Site from 6. Now this is only 1 beast, even though there's 3 presents. I gathered 2 beasts from there. So those are the 3 beasts I gathered. I removed 2 of them, which it's going to allow me to skip 2 actions, and I got 2 fear per beast I removed. Before I moved them though, I defended 4, and I got 3 more fear, and then I moved. I moved another beast in there with Guide the Way on Feathered Wings. So I don't think I had any beasts there at the start of the turn. So I was able to get 4 beasts in there, including a Sacred Site, remove 2 of them, and made that all work. All right. El Solel, I'm sure you will win. John Olson looked it up on BGG. The event damage isn't mitigated by defense, but there is one event that specifically says something like defend reduces this damage. Nice. John Olson, this is from Royce himself. Defend only prevents damage done by invaders to the land or dahan. It doesn't prevent any other sort of damage, including invaders damaging each other or spirits damaging dahan. Thank you, John. G Major, just stopping by. Wow, that's a lot of hotels. Yeah, it is. John, but I guess if the event is saying that the invaders do damage to dahan, defense would help. That does make some sense to me, for sure. All right, the event phase. But by the way, I mean, I having played so many games that you just don't get clear answers from like the publisher or the designer the way you do with Spirit Island. Like I appreciate what Royce does so much. The Quirky is so good. I mean, I just love that dude, man. He's just so great. Beyond the game that he's created here, I'm really excited to see where he continues to go with it. All right, event card. Yoink! Dahan trade with the invaders. Some seek knowledge, others are interested in tools and trade goods, still others are simply curious. All hope to avoid violence, and invaders seem amenable, at least for now. Dahan do not participate in ravages this turn, not a big deal, or I can spend 2 energy, aided by fire. I mean, I could discard a card, which I don't hate. And I would just destroy a dahan on one of my lands. E-Spirit dahan in their land, so I could just do this, but I wouldn't be destroying anything. I could still choose that option. It costs us 2 energy per player, aided by fire. E-Spirit with dahan in their land destroys one of them and generates a fear. Or I could discard 2. Dahan did not participate in ravages this turn, but E-Spirit forgets a power card, and from next turn on, each dahan provides defend 1 in their land. Ooh. But then I would absolutely have to reclaim. I have 3 air in play, or I could just forget a card, but then I have to forget a card to get there and then forget another card, which still isn't crazy. But I just don't know how helpful, but that would actually absolutely take care of land 3 next turn. Wow. Sure. Is this crazy? It's a little crazy. Great, I'm going to forget Call to Migrate. I'm doing that option. I have to forget another power card. From the next turn on, Dahan provide 1 defense in their land. Hello, Dahan card. That's crazy. So we changed and helped them learn from the enemy. That's right. We learn from the enemy, baby. Outbreak Shift. Push 1 disease to an adjacent land with the most invaders. Ah, I'm skipping that action anyway. Don't! No, it's so bad. And then that's not great. But you know, we're just chasing a fear victory, people. It's England 6 in many minds. What else did you think was going to happen? All right, fear card. Did we only have one? That can't be right. I think I forgot to put a fear card over. Someone tell me I forgot to put a fear card over. Remember, last turn I had... No? That's probably right. Because was that 2 turns ago where I had Rain of Blood? Yeah, I guess that's right. I don't know. Someone can tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like I missed a fear card. Because I generated 3... Just generated the 3 fear from that. Right. That was the only fast fear I generated. That's right, because I was actually absolutely even when Tony pointed out the town. So that is right. So my 1 fear card still don't have to trigger level 6. Invader Explorers are reluctant. Wow, this is like... Anyone watched the last one? It's like a redux. I did shuffle. You all saw me. Skip the next normal Explorer. Draw an additional Explorer card next turn. And now we do the Invader Steps. So we're building in land 8. We're building in land... Or double building in land 3. Yikes. We're building in land 3. So I guess it wouldn't take care of land 3, but I'm still glad I have the extra defend 2, even more so now. We're ravaging in land 6. That's a blight. I'm skipping the ravage in land 1. We're building in land 1. I'm skipping the build. So the disease stays because the build is totally skipped. We're getting a city in land 2. We're getting a city in land 3. And we're skipping the next normal Explorer. Invader cards advance. Sea monsters. I'm going to add a beast into land 1. Remember, my sacred site counts as beast. This is a coastal land. If invaders are present, I get 2 fear for a beast, so 6 fear. So that's 2 down. And then 4 more. We get a fear card. 3 damage per beast, 1 damage per blight. So I have 3 beasts there, so I'm destroying this. Oh, they have extra health. Yikes. So 4, and 1. I got this Explorer. And that's 4 more fear, so 1 down, 3. That's another fear card. And that's done. Yoink. Out. I don't know why I'm having trouble remembering that extra blight, that extra health so much today. But, you know, it's coming together. Yep. Yeah, thanks, George. Got there. I think you're only at 1 fear card. You're at 0, generated 8. G major, what would you say your chance to win is? 90? I don't know. I feel like I'm in a really strong spot. You know, I mean, it's going to depend a lot on this Blighted Island card, but I'm pretty much going Blighted. That's just going to happen, but yeah, it's hard not to like where I'm at. I can do some cool things in 1 now. Probably had 1 blight and 2. Additional loss conditions pretty much at bay. You know, we're 2 fear away from Terra level 3, so the fear cards are going to get better and better. So we're pretty much 22 fear away from winning. 22 fear with many minds is not a terrible amount. So I'm going to add 2 presents. This is really flexible. Oh, wait, no. I'm not going to have the money in time. Shoot. Do I get the energy? The power card. do want another power. The one downside of doing that thing is it costs me 2 power cards. Not that excited about reclaiming. Alright, let me do this. I'm going to add a presence, 3 away. I'll add this presence here. I'm going to add a beast as well. And then I'm going to gather a beast. And I gain an energy. I'm going to use that 2 energy to get a power card. Looking for air. Nope. Carapace land. Ooh, Dire Metamorphosis. Hello. Adds a blight. Makes me a little worried about it. Oh, no airs, man. Elements are not strong in me right now. That's my air. Yikes. I'm gonna get 2 energy for the presence track, so let me not forget that. Oh man. I think I do Dire Metamorphosis. I'll get a chance to see what the Blighted Island card is before I do that. I mean, Carapace land gives me to defend 3, but I just really want to chase some fear. Get a third. Ooh, Carapace land might be awesome. So I can actually defend 6 there. That's everything I need. And then I could focus my attention on the rest. Yeah, Carapace land for the win right now. That will do. So Carapace land, I'm playing these 3 cards. It costs me 1. So I'm going to target land 3 with Carapace land. It has defend 3, and since I have 2 earth, that's actually defend 6. And with the 2 dahan there, it's defend 8. So I'm just going to put a d6. Yeah. Sea Monster is great. Came to this game late. Didn't see you pull that. George, yeah, that's a good call, George. Took me a second. I get there. Report you. Spam. Go away. Bye-bye. Alright. Trying to stay on top of that. He misses playthroughs to start showing up again. We have our 2 and our 1 for the teaming host arrives. And 2 and 3 for beset and confound the invaders. They're ravaging 6 and land 4. I'm going to do teaming host arrives. I'm going to gather a beast from land 8. Remember, you can gather from 2 away. And now I have the 2, 3, and the 3. I'm going to generate 3 fear. It's another fear card. Remainder of 1. Terra level 3. And and I'm defending 4 in land number 1. I don't have any dahan in there, so that's not going to help. But I can generate a fear pursue with scratches, pecks, and stings. And for each beast past the first, I can push. I'm just going to push these 2 explorers into land 5. And just make the math a little bit better for me up there. So I don't want to push the town. I like the fact there's only 2 towns in land 1, and I think I'm going to keep that balance the way it is. We're now going to go into the event card. We have Terra level 3 for every 2 fear cards currently in the earned fear pile. Invaders do +1 damage when ravaging. Ooh, per land. So they're ravaging 6 in land 1. That's not good. Yikes. For every 2 fear... No. For every 2... I only have 3, so they're only ravaging 5, actually. Because I only have 3. That's better. On each board, add a beast to a land adjacent to a beast. I'm going to add a beast to a land adjacent to a beast. We don't know what's ravaging next turn. We're not building anything this turn. I'll add it in 4. When invaders ravage, if land has both presence, and dahan defend 5, so I'm actually defended 13 in land 3. Seems a little bit overkill. We're going to get our fear cards. Terror level 3. Each player adds 2 strife in a single land, not matching our ravage card. 1 fear per player. So 2 strife in a single land, not matching our ravage card. Not gonna matter. I will put this on both the things in land 6. Got the fear already. It's fear card, terror level 3, defend 9 on all coastal lands. Invaders are not building. Well, they're not building anyway. So defend 9 is still going to be short, amazingly, because they're ravaging 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11, plus the 1 because I had the 2 fear cards. So they're ravaging 12. So defend 9 still puts me a little bit short. Let's see if I can fix that now. And each player may gather 1 explorer into a land with cities or towns, or 1 town into. Oh, sorry. Each player may remove. Seek safety. I'm terror level 3. Each player may remove 3 health of invaders from a land without cities. Oh, why would you do that to me? I want to do a land with cities. Alright, we're going to play it down then. That's fine. So 3 health of invaders. I'm just going to remove this 1 town from here. No. I'll remove this town from. And what's possibly building? Because again, I still have 1 more stage 2 escalation to worry about. So I'll remove it from 8. Oh, from a land without cities. Yikes! That's a really bad restriction. I'll remove it from 5. Done. Building. We're building in 6. That gets. Oh no, I'm strafing there too. Never mind. Never mind. I'm building it. I'm moving it from 1 because I forgot they were doing a build ahead of time. Oh, they're going to be ravaging 6. Shoot. I'm getting 2 strife. 2 blight. Yeah, defend 4 does nothing for me. I'd kind of rather level 2. Oh, no, I have a disease there. They're not building at all. Never mind. I have a disease. We're good. Yeah, I'm moving that. That's fine. So building in mountains, this disease comes off. We're building in land 6. We're ravaging. They're ravaging 5 in land 1. I'm defended 4, so that's fine. We'll do to land 3 next. They're ravaging 6. I'm defended 11, 13, whatever it is. The dahan are going to fight back, kill off that city, even with the extra health. That's 2 fear. It's a fear card. They're ravaging in land 2. Blight gets added. Even on defended 9, they were ravaging 12. What do we have? It is tipping point. If anyone watched the last playthrough, I predicted that. That's so insane. And I am not sadistic enough to do that to myself. That's freaking ridiculous, man. Oh, whatever. But at least we have 5 blight to play with, and I definitely can afford to lose the presence. But of course, obviously, I'm losing the. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. I'm going to lose 1 presence from here, 1 presence from here, and a presence from here. Bye bye, many minds presence. Oh, that's so stupid. What an annoying card. Alright, we're building. There's nothing to build. We're exploring twice. Exploring the wetlands. Now we have to build in a land with the most cities and towns. That is going to be land number 8. Because, nope, it could be 1. Oh, they both have 4. I am choosing 8 because 8 is a lot safer for me at this point. So we get a town there. So there's 5 in land 8. And now we have to explore in wetlands. 1 and 2. And then the next Explorer card is Mountains and Jungles. So 4 Explorers coming on the board. We get an Explorer in 8, Explorer in 1, Explorer in 6, and an Explorer in 3. Invader cards advance. The 2 Explorer cards are already in the build spot. So do need to be careful about that because Jungles would be building if I can't generate enough fear at this point. There is no Ravage next turn. Beasts, ever multiplying swarm, I'll add 2 beasts into land 8. No. Ah, man. I'll add it to 4. I think I do sea monsters next turn. Ah, I might not be able to afford it. Yikes. Yeah, I can't even afford sea monsters next turn. It's fine. I'll add this 2 beast in 4. Gives me some flexibility. Nothing ravaging. Again, the biggest concern right now is if I get 2 builds in 8, I'm toast. But there's only one, so I should be good. I got some breathing room, and nothing's going to be adding any more blight next turn, and I still have 5 blight to play with. So really, we're just like, can I get through 15 fear in the next 2 rounds? I'm reclaiming cards. I gain a power card. Scour the land. That adds a blight. It's not the worst idea. Destroy 3 towns on all explorers. Can be fast too. I got the blight to play with, I'm not gonna lie. Bat scoured by raids of darkness for each dahan, 1 damage to a city or a town. And remember, this isn't like Habsburg with durable. Like those will actually destroy the towns, even with the extra health. Gift of constancy. I'm gonna get 2 energy from the presence track. Yeah, I think I scour the land. I mean, what the heck? Why not? Scouring the land. I'll probably play that. I think. Already have a fear card. I'm just trying to get 15 fear, so let's not that. I can skip a build action at 8, which I like. And nothing's ravaging, so that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Of that animal. Hmm. Be a lot of ravaging next turn. It's almost like I need to get 15 fear this turn. It'd be 4. Yeah, I need to get 15 fear before we even get there. So skipping a lot of actions could be even better. Oh, they're building twice there. If I just remove some bees, defend the heck out of things. Gather 4, push 3. Where can I skip 2 actions? Getting the 3 fear because scour the land. Alright. We'll do that. What are my elements? We have 4 air, 3 animals, and 1. Oh, I didn't get a fire. I want the fire. I want the fire. That's right. 4 air, 3 animals, 1 fire, and 1 water. So I have all 3 levels of the teeming host arrives. Do I have 4 beasts at any one land? Not yet, but I can get there. So, no, I only have the 3 animals. Shoot. That's fine. It's still 3 fear. So, I'm going to do beset and confound the invaders. I'm just going to defend 4 and land 4. Who cares? But at least I'll generate 3 fear. Going to destroy 3 towns and all explorers and land 5. That's 3 more fear. Another fear card. 9 fear away. It does add a blight. I'm going to gather up to 4 beasts into land 2. I gather these 2 and these 2, and I can push up to 3. Nah, we'll just leave it as it is. So I guess I didn't need that thing after all. Yeah, it's fine. And then I'm going to remove 2, and I'm going to skip the 2 build actions. So that's 4 more fear. It's another fear card. Skip, skip. And then, so 5 fear away. I'm going to generate 1 fear in land 1. I have 3 beasts, including my sacred site. I'm pushing these 2 towns into land 4 and 4 fear away. Alright, we're going to the event card. It's Terror level 3. After each Ravage step, in the land with the most cities, ravage, then remove a city. Yikes. It's going to be land 8, so that's 2 blight. I can live with that. After the Ravage step. So there's no Ravage step. But after the step, we're doing that. 2 fear per land with 2 or more beasts. Oh, that's game. 2 fear, per board. I'm sorry. 2 fear per board with 2 or more beasts. I thought it was per land. That'd be insane. And then when invaders ravage, if land has both dahan and presence, defend 5. Fear card. Each player removes 1 explorer town from any land. I mean, okay. I'll remove this. I'm skipping there. I'll move a town from here. That was Emigration Accelerates. Too many monsters. Each player removes 2 explorers and 2 towns from a land with beasts. Sure. I'll move 2 explorers and 2 towns from land 2. And we have Panic. Each player adds a strife to an invader. For the rest of this turn, invaders have -1 health per strife to a minimum of 1. So, great. I'll add that there. Coastal lands, we're building in 1. We're skipping a build in 2. We're building in 3. Skipping the Ravage step. After the Ravage step, though, we're ravaging land with the most cities. So Blight Cascade. I lose a presence, and a city gets removed. And then we do the building. I skipped the build in the wetlands in 2. We are building in land 5. We're building in land 1. We're building in land 6. It's a city. We're building in land 8. It's a town. We're building in land 3. It's a town. Explore step. 4 explorers. We get 2 sands, 2 wetlands. There's a source freaking everywhere. Invader cards advance. There's no high immigration build. This comes over. We go to time passing. Fast powers. I will not be able to generate enough fear, so I'm going to reclaim. Get a power card. I'll take the top one. Who cares? And then we're going to do where this, and this. That gives me the 4th level of that, the 3rd level of that. Let me gather 4 beasts into 1 land. I'll gather beast into 1, and now I'm going to generate 4 fear and defend 7. That is Mr. U-Win shows up, and he's happy to see us, and I'm happy to see him. That's right, it's mutual. So, many minds. Look at that board. It's beautiful. Who wouldn't want to live in that island after England vacates? Because they can't take it anymore. They're done. They're done, people. They have to go. It's time to go. We've seen too much. But yeah, it's absolutely sick. There is season 1. Yeah, thank you, George. What's going on? Hey, dude, been a while since I caught you live. Hello, Caleb. Nice to see you again. Hope you've been well. I have been great. I hope you've been well, too. There is a season 1. Luke says he did call that, no doubt. Tony, the nail tipping point. Stefan, Fear for Fear, and then not sure the dahan defense effect was worth losing 2 cards. Yeah, George is absolutely right about that. I thought it might trigger better. I do think the way it played out, because that was before I got Carapace land, though, so that was like the thing. I was hoping to give myself some more options in 3, just to try to see where I was at with Blight. But it ended up being absolute overkill because I ended up with Defend 13 because I had Carapace land and everything else. So yeah, George is absolutely right. The way it played out, taking losing those two cards and getting the defend one per Dahan. I think part of it I so rarely have the opportunity to do that, and I just like it. I like it thematically that it was like nice to do it, but the way it played out, it was absolutely unnecessary. But yeah, Many Minds is just really really good. I mean, you're gonna have a fair share of fear victories against any adversary, but especially against England, you're just doing these fear victories, and they're just really nuts. And I ended on the board with what, one, two, three, four, five, only six beasts. But I remember how many I removed to generate the two fear at a pop. I skipped so many ravages. I skipped so many builds. Again, it's what is manifestation of venomous spiders? It was like one of the strongest major powers in my mind, and that costs four, I think. Yeah, infestation of venomous spiders costs four, and it's like I don't know. I mean, the way you can add beast as many minds is like the fact that you get the a dreadful tide of scurrying flesh for free, like, and it has all your elements. It's so gross, man. I don't know, man. I'm missing something. If you add these two on combo, and the number of actions you're skipping and you even get more fear this way. It's such a strong card. I do wonder why Many Minds is so strong. Like, why did you feel the need to give me a fifth card? Like me dropping a card early with that one event card. If I only had four starting cards, that's brutal for a lot of spirits. But it's like, oh, that first event card where it's like, well, I need to throw away a card, but I get two energy, and then I get to turn around and spend that two energy to get another card back. It works really well with Many Minds. It's a very it's just designed to be a strong spirit. And look, I don't mind that, right? I think you look at the Jagged Earth spirits on average, they are stronger, and it just gives you more flexibility. It gives you more interesting things you can do. You just have to get better at like upping the difficulty and trying harder things. So I just don't mind that. But Many Minds, for me personally, is a spirit that I'm not going to play very much because it's not my preferred style of play. Um, if I want to chase fear victories, I'd rather play Bringer. I just like Bringer's flavor a lot more, and I think Bringer doesn't give me the feeling of like, oh, that's just stupid. It's like it's not that exciting to just skip an action, right? Bringer, it's like, well, you still have to find a way to piece together that defense. Here, it's just like skip an action. Like even if you're doing the strife with Trickster, you still have to worry that the event card might mess you up because it could like negate strife. Here, there's no concern. It's like, oh, I skipped that action. It's just not. I don't. I can totally take that off my radar. The ability to push like the towns and the explorers is really gross. I mean, Many Minds is just. It's really strong. I don't think I've ever lost with Many Minds. It's just. I don't know. It's just one of the spirits that clicks with me, and that like there are definitely spirits that I lost with a ton, and now I am really good with. But like Many Minds for me was always like, I picked it up. Oh, that seems fine. We're good. Never gonna lose. So, White Donkey with the clapping emoji. That's it, man. I'm tired. We got our double header on the channel and finished the Strength vs. Strength series in style. But what a cool game. I am excited to see what's to come in Spirit Island. And just really was glad to get this on the channel. I don't know when I started Strength for Strength, probably about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Been trying to get them on pretty quick so we can get to some other things. But if you want to see what's coming up, oh, fear card, the last fear card. Remove a town or replace a city with a town. Depopulation. If you want to see what's coming up in Solo Playthroughs Land, you go on my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. I put a post out about a week before every month, or when I remember to, sometimes just like the first day of the month, and I'm like, oh, I didn't do that yet. But at least it gives you the schedule for what's coming up in the month to come, so you can kind of tune in when you want. Again, I'm doing live playthroughs more Wednesdays than not these days, and then we'll have new edited videos on Sundays. A lot of my edited videos in the months to come will be new games, new to me games, including some review copies that were sent to me by publishers. So I am very busy learning new games to make sure I am putting the best product out I can. I really despise when I put a game up and I have a basic rule wrong, so I try to limit the number of times that happens very strongly. But the comments are huge, and thank you so much for the chat again. Always kind of bringing it. And, by the way, Sweden, because it does 5 damage, that actually works to your advantage. Oh, that's really nice. So, but this was really fun. But what's coming up on Sunday? It's Sunday or Monday. I'll get out Tovak Mage Knight playthrough. I'm doing the Realm of the Dead, so look out for that. That'll be really fun. And then I think next week we got Search for Planet X. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing Chapter 3 of Cloudspire. Going to be going back with the Bronin. Speaking of games that I had a big rule wrong when I first posted, but have corrected. I've seen the error of my ways, people, so we've corrected that. So excited to get more Cloudspire on the channel. Obviously, Chip Theory Games is just a content machine between Too Many Bones and Cloudspire, and I'm soon to get Hoppelmachus as well, so looking forward to that. Stefan said, thanks, man, good game. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. But that's it. Any questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comments section below, and we'll be back. And until then, happy gaming.